Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because tonight's story will make you think twice about driving alone. Grab a snack, turn off the lights, and let's hit the road. With Jack, a truck driver on a highway where the rules are the only thing keeping you safe, or so he thought. Ready? Let's roll. I've been driving trucks for 10 years, hauling freight across deserts and mountains, living on coffee and country radio. I'm Jack Ramsey, 35, a guy who's seen every kind of road, from dusty backways to endless interstates. But nothing prepared me for Route 13. My life's been rough since my son Ben died in a car wreck 3 years ago. A wreck I could have stopped if I'd been faster, smarter. My wife left after, and I don't blame her. The guilt's a weight I carry, heavier than any load. Trucking's all I've got left, and when a last-minute job came up to haul cargo through Route 13, I took it, even though the other drivers whispered it was cursed. Route 13's a lonely stretch in the southwest, cutting through scrubland and canyons, no towns for miles. At the truck stop, the air was thick with cigarette smoke and rumors. Old-timers swapped stories about drivers who vanished, about shadows in the fog, about voices on dead radios. My buddy Roy, a grizzled guy with a bad knee, handed me a crumpled paper with rules written in shaky pen. Don't stop the truck after 10 p.m., no matter what. Don't look in the rearview mirror when fog rolls in. Never pick up hitchhikers, even if they know your name. Keep the radio off, always. I laughed it off, figuring it was a prank for new guys, but Roy's eyes were dead serious. Follow them, Jack, he said, or you don't come back. I nodded, tucking the rules in my pocket, my axe, a beat-up thing I kept for protection, on the passenger seat. I'd hauled through rough spots before. A spooky road wasn't gonna scare me, but my gut twisted. Ben's voice in my head, soft, like when he was a kid. Be careful, Dad. I hit Route 13 at dusk, the sky bruised purple, my rig's headlights slicing the dark. Fog crept in, thick and gray, swallowing the road. The engine's rumble was the only sound. No birds, no wind, just a quiet that pressed on my chest. I checked the clock, 9:30 p.m., and kept the radio off, the rules heavy in my mind. The road felt wrong, too smooth, too empty, like it was waiting. I gripped the wheel, my axe close, Ben's loss a dull ache, his smile flashing in my thoughts. Around 10 p.m., a truck passed the other way, an old rig from the 70s, its paint chipped, its headlights dim. No engine noise, just a hum, like it was gliding. I blinked, and it was gone, fog curling where it had been. My hands tightened, the rules burning. Don't stop after 10. I kept driving, the road stretching, no mile markers, no signs. The fog thickened, my headlights bouncing back, and I felt it. Eyes watching, somewhere in the gray. A tap came at the door, soft, like fingers brushing metal. My heart jumped, but the road was empty, no one there. I checked the locks, my axe in reach, and told myself it was the wind. But the tap came again, sharper, a scrape now, like nails. I glanced at the rear view, forgetting the rule. Don't look in fog, and saw a shadow in the mirror, tall and blurred, standing behind my trailer. My breath caught, Ben's voice whispering, "Dad, help me." I jerked my eyes away, my pulse racing, and floored the gas, the rig shaking. The radio crackled, though I'd never turned it on, a low voice hissing, "Jack, stop the truck." It was Ben's voice, clear as day, pleading. My hands shook, guilt flooding. Ben, the wreck, my fault. I grabbed the axe, ready to smash the radio, but checked the rules instead, my fingers sweaty. A new one was scrawled at the bottom, ink still wet. If the radio speaks, abandon the truck. My stomach dropped, the fog closing in, the road endless, and that voice, Ben's but not Ben's, kept calling, "Dad, pull over." I gripped the wheel, the axe cold in my lap, knowing I couldn't stop. But the road, the fog, the voice, they were pulling me somewhere I wasn't ready to go. The radio hissed Ben's voice, "Dad, pull over," though I'd never turned it on, the fog swallowing Route 13 around my truck. My hands gripped the wheel, the axe cold in my lap, the rules crumpled in my pocket screaming, "If the radio speaks, abandon the truck." My heart pounded, Guilt over Ben's death. My fault. The wreck I couldn't stop. Mixing with raw panic. The road stretched endless. No signs. No end. Just fog and that voice, not my son's, pulling me somewhere dark. I wasn't abandoning my rig. Not yet. But Route 13 felt alive. And I'd already broken one rule by looking in the rear view, seeing that shadow in the fog. The tapping came again, sharper, nails scraping the driver's door. I flinched, my flashlight, shaking, but the road was empty, the fog a wall of gray. The rules burned in my mind. Don't stop after 10 p.m. Don't look in the mirror in fog. No hitchhikers. Keep radio off. It was past 11 now, and I'd messed up, glancing at that shadow, hearing Ben's voice. I stuffed the rules deeper, my axe closer, and kept driving, the engine's rumble my only anchor. But the road felt wrong, looping, like I'd passed the same bent mile marker twice. A figure appeared ahead, barely visible in the fog, standing on the shoulder, thumb out. My stomach dropped. The rules said no hitchhikers, but the figure was small, familiar, like Ben when he was a kid, his jacket the same red one he wore years ago. I slowed, my foot easing off the gas, guilt clawing at me. Ben, the wreck, my failure. The figure turned, its face blurred, eyes glinting red for a second, then gone. I slammed the gas, my rig lurching, the axe sliding to the floor. It wasn't. Ben couldn't be. But the voice came again, louder, from the radio. Dad, let me in. I grabbed the axe, my hands sweaty, and swung at the radio, cracking the plastic. But the voice didn't stop, weaving through static. Jack, open the door. My throat tightened, the fog pressing closer, the road narrower, like it was squeezing my truck. I checked the rules, my flashlight trembling, and saw a new one scrawled in wet ink. If a hitchhiker knows your name, burn the rules. My heart raced. The figure had known me, or something did, and the paper felt heavier, colder, like it was part of the road. The engine sputtered, a low groan, the dashboard lights flickering. I cursed, my hands shaking, knowing a breakdown was bad news. But the rules didn't cover this. The fog thickened, my headlights useless, and the figure appeared again. Closer, standing in the road, its red eyes glowing. I swerved, tires screeching, the rig tilting, and the hitchhiker vanished, but the tapping was back, faster, all around the cab. Doors, windows, roof. I clutched the axe, Ben's voice in my head, pleading, and I wanted to believe it was him. Wanted to make it right, but the rules were clear. No hitchhikers, no matter what. I pulled over, breaking the rule. Don't stop after 10. My hands, shaking, needing to check the engine. The fog was a living thing, curling inside the cab when I cracked the door, my axe tight in my grip. The air was cold, sour, like rotting leaves, and the road was silent. No crickets, no wind. I popped the hood, my flashlight catching wet handprints on the metal. Too small, like a child's. My chest tightened, Ben's face flashing. His smile, his blood in the wreck. My fault. The rules said not to stop, but I was here. And something was watching. The engine looked fine, but the battery cables were loose, slick with something black, like oil but colder. I tightened them, my hands numb, the tapping now a scrape coming from the trailer. I swung my flashlight, seeing nothing but fog, but the hitchhiker's voice came again, not from the radio but outside, soft. Jack, I'm cold. It was Ben's voice, exact, and I stepped toward the trailer, axe raised, breaking another rule. Never answer voices. The fog parted, showing a shape, small and red-jacketed, but its face was wrong, stretched, eyes red and endless. I stumbled back, my boots, slipping and swung the axe, hitting air. The shape vanished, the fog closing, but the trailer shook. A low thud like something heavy moved inside. My cargo was just machine parts, nothing alive. But the rules didn't cover this, and the handprints were everywhere now, on the hood, the doors, the glass. I climbed back in, slamming the door, my heart hammering, and started the engine, the rig roaring to life. The radio crackled, a laugh now, not Ben's, deeper. Jack, you can't leave. The fog swirled, the road bending, and I saw it. An old 70s truck, the same one from before, parked across the lanes. No driver, its headlights flickering like a code. I gripped the axe, my knuckles white, and checked the rules again. The new ones staring back. Burn the rules if it knows your name. I fumbled for a lighter, my hands shaking. But the fog moved, forming shapes, figures, dozens, all blurred, all watching. The hitchhiker was back, standing by the old truck, its red eyes glowing. Ben's voice calling, "Dad, come with me." I floored the gas, aiming for the old truck, my rig shaking as I rammed through. The crash silent, like hitting smoke. The figures vanished, the fog thinning. But the road didn't end, stretching on. No exit, no dawn. My axe was cold, the rules useless, and Ben's voice was everywhere. Not just the radio, but the air, the fog, the road itself. "Jack, stay." I'd broken the rules, let the road in, and something was riding with me now. Its eyes in the dark, its voice a promise I couldn't outrun. The fog curled around my rig, Route 13 stretching endless, after I rammed through the ghostly 70s truck, its silent crash still ringing in my ears. My hands shook on the wheel, the axe heavy in my lap, Ben's voice echoing from the radio. "Jack, stay." The rules in my pocket were a curse. Burn them if the hitchhiker knows your name. But I couldn't, not yet. My guilt over Ben's death, the wreck I caused, was a chain. And the road knew it, pulling me deeper into its grip. I'd broken the rules, stopped the truck, answered the voice, and now something was out there, its red eyes in the fog, riding, with me. The engine sputtered, a low cough that made my heart sink. The dashboard lights flickered, the rig slowing, the fog thicker now, like it was alive. I checked the clock, past midnight, and the rules burned in my mind. Don't stop after 10 p.m., no hitchhikers, don't look in the mirror. I'd already messed up, and the new rule, burn the rules, felt like a trap. The engine died, the rig rolling to a stop, silence swallowing the road. My flashlight caught the rules in my hand, and I saw another scrawled line. Don't leave the truck when the fog sings. My stomach twisted. The fog was humming, a low song, Ben's voice weaving through. "Dad, help me." I gripped the axe, my knuckles white, guilt flooding. Ben, his smile, the wreck, my fault. The rules said stay put, but the engine was dead, and I wasn't getting anywhere sitting here. The fog pressed against the windows, wet handprints smearing, the glass, small like a child's. I wanted to believe it was Ben, needed to, but those red eyes, that stretched face, it wasn't him. The radio crackled, though I'd smashed it, a deep voice now, not Ben's. "Jack, get out." My throat tightened, the hum louder, the fog song clearer, calling my name. "Jack, Jack." I fumbled under the seat, finding a battered journal I hadn't noticed before. Its pages yellowed, stuffed with notes about Route 13. Entries described drivers vanishing, hearing voices, seeing trucks from the 70s. One page named it The Road Caller. A spirit, born from a 1973 crash, a trucker's curse that trapped souls, using their voices to lure others. My hands shook, the journal heavy, like it held the road's weight. It mentioned salt, a way to keep the caller back. But I had none, just the axe and my fear. The engine wouldn't start, the battery dead, cables slick with that black oil again. I had to fix it, had to move, but the rules said don't leave. And the fog was singing, Ben's voice pleading, "Dad, I'm cold." I cut my hand, a shallow slice, blood dripping on the journal, hoping it'd do something. Anything. The hum dulled, the handprints fading, but the fog tightened, shapes moving outside. Figures, blurred, their eyes red, watching. I grabbed the axe, my heart pounding, and opened the door, breaking the rule. Don't leave when the fog sings. The air was ice, the fog sour, like gasoline in decay. My flashlight shook, catching the rig's hood, wet with handprints, some fresh, some old, like the road had been collecting them. I popped the hood, my axe tucked in my belt, and checked the battery. The cables were loose again, coated in black, cold as death. I tightened them, my hands numb, the fog song louder, Ben's voice joined by others, a chorus. "Jack, stay, with us." I glanced up, breaking another rule. "Don't look in fog," and saw him, Ben, standing 10 feet away, his red jacket soaked, his eyes white, reaching. "Ben," I whispered, breaking the rule. "Never answer voices." His face twisted, eyes red, mouth stretching, the road callers. The fog surged, hands of mist grabbing my legs, pulling. I swung the axe, slicing air, and stumbled back, my flashlight dropping, its beams spinning. The journal had fallen open, a line underlined. "The caller uses your pain. My pain, Ben's death, my failure, was its key," and I'd just opened the door wider. The rig shook, a thud from the trailer, heavy, like something was climbing. I grabbed the flashlight, my hands bloody, and slammed the hood, sprinting for the cab. The figures were closer, dozens, their red eyes glowing, the fog a cage. I climbed in, locking the door, my breath ragged, and turned the key. The engine roared, lights flaring, but the trailer thudded again, louder, like something was inside. My cargo was machine parts, nothing alive, but the journal's words burned. "The caller rides with you." I checked the rear view, forgetting the rule, and saw it. A shadow in the trailer, tall, its eyes red, moving closer. The rig lurched, the road bending, the fog singing my name. I floored the gas, the axe in my lap, the journal open, its pages flipping on their own. A new entry appeared, wet and smeared. "If the caller rides, don't look back." My heart stopped. I'd looked, answered, left the truck, broken every rule. And now it was here. Its weight in the trailer, its voice in the fog. Ben's but not Ben's, promising I'd never leave. The road stretched on, no end, no dawn, and the thudding grew. A rhythm, like footsteps coming for me. The rig roared down Route 13, the fog a living wall. The thudding in the trailer like footsteps closing in. My hands shook on the wheel, the axe heavy in my lap, the journal's new rule burning in my mind. If the road caller rides, don't look back. I'd already broken it, glimpsing that shadow in the rear view, its red eyes glowing, moving closer. My guilt over Ben's death, the wreck I caused, my failure, choked me, mixing with raw fear. The road was endless, looping, and I'd broken every rule. Stopped the truck, answered the voice, left the cab. The road caller was here, riding with me, its weight in the trailer, its voice, Ben's but not Ben's, whispering my name. The engine growled, but the dashboard lights flickered, the fog singing, "Jack, Jack." My flashlight caught the journal. On the seat, its pages flipping in a wind I didn't feel, landing on an entry about the 1973 crash, a trucker's curse, a ritual gone wrong, binding souls to Route 13. The road caller fed on pain, and my pain, Ben, the crash, my fault, was a feast. I gripped the axe, my knuckles white, the rules useless now, their paper cold, like it was soaked in the fog. The thudding grew louder, a rhythm, not random, like something pacing, waiting. A shape moved in the fog, the hitchhiker again, standing on the shoulder, Ben's red jacket bright, his face blurred. I floored the gas, breaking the rule, no hitchhikers, by even noticing him. But he appeared again, closer, his eyes red, mouth stretching. The radio crackled, though it was smashed, Ben's voice pleading, "Dad, open the trailer." My heart lurched, guilt flooding, the wreck flashing, his blood, my hands on the wheel too slow. I wanted to stop, to save him, but the journal's words burned. "It uses your pain." It wasn't Ben, couldn't be, but the road knew my weakness, twisting it like a knife. The rig shook, a loud bang from the trailer, like something broke free. My cargo was machine parts, bolted down, but the thuds were alive, heavy, closer. I checked the side mirror, forgetting the rule. Don't look in. Fog, and saw it, a shadow climbing the trailer's side, tall, its red eyes locked on me. My breath caught. The fog swirling, forming figures, dozens, all blurred, all watching, their eyes glowing. The road bent, the same mile marker again, the third time, like Route 13 was a loop I couldn't break. I grabbed the journal, my hands, sweaty, and found a new rule, wet and smeared. Don't open the trailer, no matter what you hear. My stomach dropped. The banging was constant now, a voice inside. Ben's, "Dad, I'm trapped." I clutched the axe, my hand bleeding from the cut, guilt screaming to open the door to make it right. But the journal warned of the caller's tricks, and I'd already let it in, broken every rule. The fog sang louder, the rig slowing, the engine coughing again like the road was choking it. I pulled over, breaking the rule. Don't stop after 10, my heart pounding, needing to know what was in the trailer. The fog was ice, the air sour, like burning rubber and salt. I stepped out, axe in hand, my flashlight shaking, the banging louder, Ben's voice desperate. "Dad, help me." The rules said don't open it, but my guilt was stronger, the crash vivid, Ben's face, my failure. I reached for the trailer's lock, my hand trembling, but stopped, seeing handprints, black and wet, covering the doors, some small, some huge, like the road had been waiting for years. The fog parted, the hitchhiker standing behind me, his red eyes glowing. Ben's jacket, but not his face, stretched and wrong. I swung the axe, hitting air, the figure vanishing. But the trailer shook, a scream inside, not Ben's, deeper, like the road itself. I stumbled back, my flashlight catching the journal, fallen open. If the caller screams, run. My heart stopped. I'd opened the door to this, let it ride. And now it was here, its red eyes everywhere, the fog a cage. I climbed into the cab, locking the door, and turned the key, the engine sputtering but catching. The rig lurched forward, the trailer banging, the shadow inside moving, its weight shifting. The radio screamed, a mix of voices, Ben's, others, all calling. "Jack, stay with us." I checked the rear view, breaking the rule again, and saw the shadow filling the trailer, its red eyes huge, hands pressing the walls, like it was breaking through. The road looped, the same bent mile marker, the fog singing my name, and I felt it. The caller was closer, its weight not just in the trailer but in me, the handprints spreading, black marks on my bleeding palm. I floored the gas, the rig shaking, the axe useless, the journal heavy, like it was pulling me back. The fog formed shapes, trucks, old 70s rigs, dozens, no drivers, their headlights flickering, circling me. The rules were gone, the road alive, and Ben's voice was everywhere, pleading, promising, "Dad, we can be together." My guilt was a trap, the caller's key, and I'd let it in, let it ride, let it take the wheel. The trailer screamed, metal bending, and I knew it wasn't machine parts back there. It was something the road had claimed, something coming for me. The trailer screamed, metal bending like something alive was breaking through, Route 13 looping endlessly in the fog. My rig shook, the axe useless in my lap, black handprints spreading on my palm, cold and stinging. The journal's rules were, a trap, don't open the trailer, run if the road caller screams. And I'd broken them all, stopping, looking, answering Ben's voice. My guilt over his death, the wreck I caused, was a hook, and the road caller was reeling me in, its red eyes in the fog, its weight in the trailer, closer now. The road wasn't a road anymore. It was the caller's cage, and I was trapped. Ben's voice everywhere. "Dad, stay with us." The engine coughed, the rig slowing, dashboard lights dimming. The fog sang my name, Jack, Jack, louder, joined by dozens of voices, not just Ben's but strangers, all pleading. I gripped the wheel, my hand bleeding, the journal heavy on the seat, its pages flipping to an entry about the 1973 crash. A trucker's ritual, blood and salt, gone wrong, cursing Route 13. The road caller was born then, a spirit of lost drivers feeding on pain. My pain, Ben, my failure, was its fuel, and the black handprints were its claim, marking me as one of its own. The trailer thudded, a low growl inside. Not metal, but something else. Alive. Heavy. I checked the side mirror, breaking the rule. Don't. Look in fog, and saw it, the shadow filling the trailer, its red eyes blazing, hands pressing the walls, metal buckling. The fog swirled, old 70s trucks circling, no drivers, their headlights flickering like eyes. The journal had a ritual, draw a salt circle with blood to hold the caller back. I had no salt, but my blood was plenty, dripping from my cut hand. I needed to stop it, needed to fight. For Ben. For me. The rig sputtered, the engine dying again. The road's silent, but for the fog's song and the trailer's growl. I pulled over, breaking the rule. Don't stop after 10, my heart pounding, knowing I had to act. The fog was ice, the air sour, like oil and death. I grabbed the axe and journal, my flashlight shaking, and stepped out. The road empty, the 70s trucks gone, but their headlights lingered, watching. The trailer's doors were dented, handprints everywhere, black and wet, some clawing, like they'd tried to escape. I opened the journal, its pages cold, and found a new rule, scrawled in black. Don't let the collar touch you, or it binds you. My hand throbbed, the handprints spreading, veins curling up my wrist. The trailer growled, Ben's voice inside. Dad, open the door. Guilt tore at me, the wreck flashing, his blood, my fault. But the rules said no, and I knew it. Wasn't him. I cut my hand deeper, blood pooling, and drew a shaky circle around the rig, whispering, Stay back. The circle glowed faintly, the fog song dulling. But the trailer shook harder, metal screaming, like the collar was breaking free. A figure appeared in the fog, Ben's red jacket, his face wrong, eyes red, mouth a gaping hole. Dad, come. With me, it said, stepping closer, its hand reaching, black and dripping. I swung the axe, hitting air, the figure vanishing. But the trailer's doors buckled. A clawing sound inside, like something was tearing through. I ran to the cab, locking myself in, my breath ragged, the circle glowing outside, holding for now. The radio crackled, voices overlapping, Ben's, others screaming, Jack, you're ours! The fog pressed the windows, handprints smearing, the shadow in the trailer moving, its red eyes everywhere. The engine wouldn't start, the battery dead, cables slick with black. I checked the journal, its pages flipping, landing on a 1973 note. The collar binds with touch, freeze with sacrifice. My heart sank. Sacrifice? My blood wasn't enough, and I had no salt, no way to stop it. The trailer roared, metal ripping, and I saw it in the rear view, breaking the rule, the shadow spilling out, a mass of hands, faces, eyes, Ben's among them, twisted, wrong. The fog sang louder, the circle dimming, the handprints on my arm, burning, spreading like the road was claiming me. I grabbed the axe, my hands trembling, and climbed out, the fog grabbing, the collar's eyes glowing. I swung at the trailer's lock, breaking the rule, don't open, needing to face it, to end this. The doors burst open, fog pouring in. And there it was, the road collar, a writhing mass, faces of drivers, Ben's face screaming, its hands reaching. I stumbled back, the axe falling, my blood mixing with the circle, flaring bright. The collar recoiled, its scream shaking the road, but the handprint spread, my arm heavy, like it was pulling me in. I ran to the cab, the engine catching, the rig lurching forward, the trailer empty now. But the weight was in me, the handprints alive, the fog singing, Jack, you're mine. The road looped, the same mile marker, the 70s trucks back, their headlights circling, the collar's eyes everywhere. I'd fought it, bled for it, but the rules were broken, the ritual failing, and the road wasn't letting go. My guilt was its key, Ben's voice its weapon, and I was driving deeper into a curse I couldn't outrun. The collar's scream a vow. You'll never leave. The rig roared down Route 13, the fog a suffocating shroud, the black handprints on my arm pulsing like a heartbeat. The trailer was silent now, its doors hanging open, but the road collar's weight was in me, its red eyes lingering in my mind, Ben's voice echoing, Jack, you're mine. My axe lay useless on the seat, the journal heavy with warnings, the rules broken. Don't open the trailer, don't let the collar touch you. My guilt over Ben's death, the wreck I caused, was a wound the collar tore open, and the road was a loop, the same bent mile marker passing again, trapping me in its curse. I'd bled for the ritual, fought the shadow, but the handprints spread, the fog sang, and I was driving deeper into a nightmare I couldn't escape. The engine growled, but the dashboard flickered, the rig shaking like it was fighting the road. My hand throbbed, black veins crawling past my wrist, cold and heavy, like the collar was inside me. The journal's pages were warped, its 1973 entry clear. The road collar binds with touch, freeze with sacrifice. Sacrifice. What did that mean? My blood hadn't stopped it, and the salt circle was gone, its glow lost in the fog. The fog's song grew louder, voices weaving, Ben's, strangers, all calling, "Jack, stay with us." My heart pounded, guilt choking me, the wreck flashing, Ben's blood, my hands too slow, my fault. The road bent, the 70s trucks back, their headlights circling, no drivers, their hum matching the fog's song. I checked the journal, my flashlight trembling, and found a new rule, scrawled in black. Don't trust the road's end, it lies. My stomach twisted. I'd been driving for hours, no exit, no dawn. The same mile marker, the road looping like a snake eating its tail. The caller was playing with me, using Ben's voice, my pain, to keep me here. Its handprints a chain I couldn't break. The rig sputtered, the engine coughing, the fog thicker, pressing the windows. I gripped the axe, my hand bleeding, and tried. The radio breaking the rule, keep it off, hoping for a signal, anything. Static screamed, then Ben's voice clear. "Dad, turn back." I smashed the radio, its plastic cracking, but the voice came from the fog, the air, the road. "Jack, you can't leave." My throat tightened, the handprints burning, spreading up my arm, like the caller was claiming me, piece by piece. The journal mentioned salt, a way to hold it back, and I remembered a bag of rock salt in the cab, kept for icy roads. I pulled over, breaking the rule. Don't stop after 10. My heart racing, needing to try something, anything. The fog was ice, the air sour like burning tires and salt. I grabbed the salt bag and axe, my flashlight shaking, and stepped out. The road silent, but for the fog's song, Ben's voice pleading. "Dad, don't leave me." I cut my hand deeper, blood mixing with salt, and poured a circle around the rig, whispering, "Stay out." The circle glowed, the fog retreating, the handprints burn easing, but the 70s trucks were closer, their headlights blazing, like eyes. A figure appeared. Ben's red jacket, his face twisted, eyes red, reaching. "Dad, come with me," it said, stepping into the circle, the glow dimming. I swung the axe, hitting air, the figure vanishing, but the rig shook, the trailer groaning, like the caller was still there, waiting. The journal fell open, a 1973 note. The caller loops the road, binds the marked. I was marked, the handprints proof, and the road was its trap, endless, alive. I climbed back in, the engine catching, but the circle broke, the fog surging, the caller's voice louder. "Jack, you're ours." The rig lurched forward, the road looping, the mile marker again, the fog singing my name. I checked the rear view, breaking the rule, don't look, and saw the shadow in the trailer, reforming, its red eyes glowing, faces inside it. Ben's, others, screaming. My hand burned, the handprints spreading, my vision blurring, like the road was in my head. The journal's ritual hadn't stopped it, only slowed it, and sacrifice was the only way out. What did I have left? My guilt, my pain, my life. Ben was gone and I'd failed him, but I wasn't giving up. Not yet. The fog parted, a light ahead, faint, like a truck stop. My heart leapt, hope flickering, but the journal's rule echoed. Don't trust the roads, and... The light grew, a neon sign, Roy's Diner. But I'd passed no diner, and Roy's truck stop was miles back. The handprints burned, the fog sang, and Ben's voice was everywhere. "Dad, stop here." I gripped the axe, the journal heavy, the road bending, the diner closer, its windows glowing, figures inside, their eyes red, watching. The caller was waiting, the road lying, and I was driving straight into its trap, the handprints a vow, "You'll never leave." The neon sign of Roy's Diner glowed through the fog, a beacon on Route 13 that shouldn't exist, its windows filled with red-eyed figures watching me. My rig idled, the black handprints on my arm burning, veins crawling up my shoulder, the road caller's weight heavy in my chest. The axe rested on the seat, the journal's rule echoing. Don't trust the road's end, it lies. My guilt over Ben's death, the wreck I caused, my failure, choked me. Ben's voice in the fog pleading, "Dad, stop here." The road was a loop, the salt ritual had failed, and this diner, named after Roy's truck stop miles away, was a trap. But my handprints throbbed, the fog sang, and I was out of road, out of rules, driving straight into the caller's jaws. The engine growled, the fog curling like hands, the diner's light pulling me closer. I gripped the wheel, my hand bleeding, the journal heavy, its 1973 entries about the road caller, a spirit born from a cursed ritual, binding drivers' souls, burning in my mind. The handprints were its mark, claiming me, and the fog's song, Jack, Jack, was a vow. You're mine. I wanted to turn back, to keep driving, but the road looped, the same mile marker mocking me, and my arm was heavy, like the caller was pulling me out of the cab. I stopped the rig, breaking the rule, don't stop after 10, my heart pounding, knowing I had to face whatever was inside. The fog was cold, sour like oil and ash, the diner's neon buzzing, its windows fogged, red eyes glowing through. I grabbed the axe and journal, my flashlight shaking, the salt bag empty, my blood the only weapon left. The road was silent, the 70s trucks gone, but their hum lingered, matching the fog's song, Ben's voice weaving through. Dad, come inside. Guilt tore at me, the wreck flashing, his blood, my fault, but the rules said, don't trust, and I knew it wasn't him. The diner's door creaked, the air inside warm, stale, like old coffee and rust. The counter was empty, booths torn, but the jukebox played, a warped tune, no lyrics, just hums. Figures sat in the shadows, their faces blurred, eyes red, staring. I clutched the axe, my handprints burning, and called out, breaking the rule. Never. Answer voices, who's there? The figures didn't move, but the jukebox skipped, Ben's voice crackling. Dad, sit down. My throat tightened, the journal slipping, its pages open to a new rule, wet and black. Don't sit in the diner, or you join them. My legs shook, guilt screaming to sit, to see Ben, to make it right. But the figures' eyes glowed brighter, their faces shifting. Drivers, old, young, all trapped, their hands marked like mine. The journal's 1973 note mentioned the diner, a ghost stop on Route 13, where the caller collected souls. I backed away, the axe raised, but the door slammed shut, the fog sealing it, the jukebox screaming, Jack, stay! I swung at the door, the blade sparking, but it held, the figures rising, their red eyes everywhere, Ben's voice louder. Dad, you owe me. I ran to the counter, my flashlight catching a photo on the wall. Roy, younger, with other drivers, their trucks 70s models, their eyes wrong, like the caller had them then. The journal fell open, a ritual underlined. Blood and salt in a circle, name the caller to bind it. The caller's name, Vegas, the wandering road, was scrawled below, from the 1973 ritual. I had no salt, but my blood was dripping. The handprints, searing. I cut my hand deeper, blood pooling, and drew a circle on the floor, whispering, Vegas, stay bound. The diner shook, the jukebox screeching, the figures recoiling, their eyes dimming, the fog thinning outside. The handprints eased, the hum dulled, but the mark didn't fade, its veins alive, like Vegas was still there, waiting. The door creaked, open, the fog parting, but the figures whispered, Ben's voice among them. Dad, you can't leave. I grabbed the journal, my axe tight, and ran to the rig, the diner's neon flickering, the road stretching, no end, no dawn. The engine roared, but the handprints burned, the fog singing, and I felt Vegas, its red eyes in the dark, patient, endless. The rig lurched forward, the road looping, the mile marker again, the 70s trucks circling, their headlights glowing. I checked the rear view, breaking the rule, don't look, and saw the shadow in the trailer, reforming, its faces, Ben's, others, watching. The journal's ritual had slowed Vegas, not stopped it, and sacrifice was the only way out. My guilt was its key, Ben's voice its weapon, and I was marked, bound to a road that wasn't letting go. The fog closed in, the handprints spread, and I drove, the diner's light fading, but its promise lingered, you'll stay. The rig tore through the fog, Route 13 looping endlessly, the diner's neon fading but its red-eyed figures still burning in my mind. My arm throbbed, black handprints pulsing, veins crawling past my shoulder. The road caller, Vegas, closer. Now, its weight in my chest, its voice weaving through the fog. Jack, you'll stay. The axe was heavy on the seat, the journal's ritual. Blood, salt, name Vegas, a weak shield, barely holding it back. My guilt over Ben's death, the wreck I caused, was a chain, and the road knew it, twisting my pain into a trap. I'd broken every rule, stopped, looked, answered, and the handprints were proof. I was marked, bound to a road that wasn't letting go. The engine roared, but the dashboard flickered, the rig shaking like the road was fighting me. The fog sang. Jack, Jack, Ben's voice pleading. Dad, don't leave me. The journal's 1973 warning echoed. The road caller freeze with sacrifice. Sacrifice? What did I have left? My blood, my pain, my life. Ben was gone, my fault, and Vegas was using him, his voice a lure. The handprints burned, spreading, my vision blurring, like the road was inside me. I gripped the wheel, my hand bleeding, the same bent mile marker passing again, the road a loop I couldn't break. The fog parted, revealing a wreck ahead. An old 70s truck, crumpled, its headlights dark, no driver. My heart stopped. It was the same truck from the fog, the one I'd rammed, now real, rusted, like it had been here for decades. The journal's rules screamed, "Don't trust the road's end." This wasn't an end. It was Vegas's trap, the 1973 crash reborn. I slowed, breaking the rule, "Don't stop after 10." My hands shaking, the fog closing in, figures forming, their red eyes glowing, Ben's red jacket among them, his face twisted. Wrong. I stepped out, axe in hand, the air sour like oil and death. The wreck was cold, handprints covering it, black and wet, some fresh, like mine. The journal fell open, a new rule scrawled, "Don't touch the wreck, or you join it." My handprints burned, the fog singing, Ben's voice clear. "Dad, touch it. Save me." Guilt tore at me, the wreck vivid, Ben's blood, my failure, but I backed away. The figures closer, their eyes red, hands reaching. The rig shook, the trailer groaning like Vegas was everywhere, in the wreck, the fog, me. I ran to the cab, the journal heavy, its 1973 note clear. Name Vegas, bleed, sacrifice to bind it. I'd named it, bled, but sacrifice was more. My pain, my guilt, maybe my soul. I cut my hand, blood dripping, and poured the last salt from my pocket, drawing a circle around the rig. "Vegas, stay bound," I whispered, my voice cracking. The circle flared, the fog screaming, the figures recoiling, the handprints easing, but the wreck glowed, its metal humming, Ben's voice louder. "Dad, let me go!" My heart broke. Guilt flooding. Ben, my son, trapped by Vegas. His voice a lie but real to me. The journal said sacrifice, and I knew it wasn't blood. It was me. My pain. My life for his freedom. I stepped toward the wreck, breaking the rule. "Don't touch," my hand shaking, the handprints blazing. "Ben, I'm sorry," I said, breaking the rule. Never answer voices. My hand touched the wreck, cold and alive, the fog surging, Vegas's scream shaking the road, its red eyes everywhere, faces, Ben's, others, swirling inside it. The circle broke, the rig lurching, the wreck pulling me in like the road was swallowing me. My vision blurred, the handprints spreading, my chest heavy, Ben's voice fading. "Dad, you did it." I collapsed, the axe falling, the fog closing, my body cold, like the road had claimed me. Hours later, or maybe minutes, headlights cut through, real trucks, voices calling. Roy's face appeared, his hands pulling me from the rig, my arm marked, but the handprints dim, the fog gone, the wreck vanished. "You're alive," Roy said, his voice grim. But his eyes said I wasn't free. They found me on Route 13. My rig stopped, the trailer empty, the journal gone, like the road had taken it. At the hospital, I told Roy everything. Vegas, the rules, Ben's voice. He nodded, his face pale, and showed me a photo of the 1973 crash, drivers marked like me, their trucks wrecked, their souls bound. "You touched it," he said. "You paid, but it's never done." The handprints faded, but my arm stung, a faint mark left, like a scar. I quit trucking, moved to a small town, worked at a garage, but the road followed me. Its hum in my dreams, Ben's voice soft. Dad, I'm free. I avoid highways, keep salt by my bed, check my arm nightly, the mark glowing sometimes, faint, like Route 13 still out there, waiting. I burn the rules in my mind, but they're carved. In me, a debt I can't pay. Vegas let me go, but not for free. And some nights, when the town's quiet, I hear engines, see headlights, feel the road calling, Jack, come back. I'm not the guy who dreamed of open roads anymore. I'm the guy who locks his doors, who jumps at fog, who knows the highway's still watching, its red eyes patient, its vow endless. Hey everyone, that's Jack's story. Would you drive Route 13 or steer clear? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more spooky tales. If you've got a creepy road story, share it below. We want to hear it. Stay safe out there, and maybe skip the night drives. Keep it spooky.